Hey everybody, and welcome back to another week. Today is week 5. We're already one more week down, which is crazy to think how quick time is going. It's only 5 weeks, but I know tomorrow it's gonna be 40 weeks and we're gonna be having a baby and it's just gonna fly by like, whew, it's gonna be insane. Baby's progression at 5 weeks. Baby is 0.13 inches. Baby is as big as an apple seed. The embryo doesn't look like much more than a tadpole right now, but at 5 weeks, he or she is already starting to form major organs such as the heart, stomach, liver, and kidneys, and systems like the digestive system, circulatory system, and nervous system. Your embryo is now measurable, though at 5 weeks, it's a wee 0.13 inches, and baby's gearing up for much more growth. In fact, in the next week, he or she will almost double in size. Grow, baby, grow. It actually says that. For what's happening with your body at 5 weeks, those same hormones your pregnancy test picked up are likely starting to rear their ugly heads, causing some, and not so fun, early pregnancy symptoms. The most common? Sore breasts, nausea, and fatigue. You might also notice yourself having the urge to pee frequently early in pregnancy because of expanding kidneys. As far as how I'm actually feeling this week, I don't feel any different. I actually feel like myself. I don't feel pregnant. I don't feel nauseous or sick. I'm very hungry all the time, but sometimes that's not unusual for me. I have a really high metabolism and I can eat. I could probably like beat like a buffet challenge or something like that. I mean, honestly, I can like pile in food like I haven't eaten in years. But then there's other days where I'm just never hungry at all. And that's not any different really than how I usually am. And then I am getting up to pee in the middle of the night. Again, that's not really super uncommon, but having to do it every night is not usually how I am. Some nights I have to get up to pee twice, other nights I have to get up to pee once, and usually if I feel like I'm gonna make it through the night and then one of my kids wakes up in the middle of the night, then I'm like, yeah, I gotta go pee. It's kind of like that thing where like you don't really have to pee until you move, and then once you move you're like, oh, I gotta go pee. So it's kind of like that. As far as doctor's appointments and everything like that, I have not seen my OB yet. I scheduled an appointment, but they did not want me to come in until 8 weeks because everything that is pertaining to my high-risk pregnancy doesn't really affect me until later on in the pregnancy, so it's not like I have low progesterone or anything that can cause my body to terminate the pregnancy early. I'm usually all right through the early phases of it. It's the last half of the pregnancy that really starts to become a problem. So I didn't need to come in for any really super early ultrasounds or early detection, anything. They didn't need to see me at all for any of that, so I'm not going in until I am 8 weeks and 2 days along, and then I'll actually be scheduled for my first ultrasound after that. Some other really cool facts about 5 weeks of pregnancy is the baby is starting to develop eyes, as well as the heart should now be beating. A lot of people don't think that it starts beating until much later because when you go in for an early ultrasound, you might not be able to see the heart beating on an ultrasound machine, but there are a lot of people that go and they use really upgraded machines, and you can indeed see the heart beating during week 5, which is pretty cool. Also, a lot of people think it's really super alarming if you go in and you don't hear the heartbeat really early, and that's also totally normal. So if you are somebody that went in at like 4, 5, 6 weeks and you didn't hear the heartbeat and you're stressing out about it, that's actually very normal. Even though the heart is already beating, it's normal to not see or hear a heartbeat until 8 weeks or later. Another really important thing about this week is during this week is when the neurotube is starting to develop, and that is what eventually will start to turn into the brain. And during this week, it's really, really essential to get a lot of folic acid. Folic acid is incredibly important in brain development, And so I actually get a lot of folic acid naturally into my diet. So I eat an avocado every single day, a full avocado. I eat it every single day. And I eat a lot of butternut squash. There's a lot in butternut squash as well. And spinach, so I'll have like a spinach salad every day. It's really, really, really important in like aiding the development of the brain. So definitely during the first part of my pregnancy, I eat all of those things every day. I also have eggs for breakfast. They're a really, really good source of just everything. And so I am making sure that I am eating very healthy. And like I said, since the brain is currently developing and everything's starting to work there, I take my health and what I'm putting into my body very, very seriously, because whatever I put into my body is going to go to my child, and I don't want to do anything harmful to the baby. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, well, your body will, you know, filter out the bad stuff and and all that stuff, but what you're eating is really important. Something else to keep in mind during 5 weeks is the baby is still feeding off of the yolk sac, so it's not using the placenta yet, which is why between now and like 8-9 weeks, you're still really susceptible to having a miscarriage, because once that yolk sac goes away and it starts feeding off of the placenta, when it makes that switch, sometimes it doesn't switch over right, or there's something wrong with the placenta and the baby can't feed from the placenta. So I always try to keep that in mind and, you know, keep an eye out for any symptoms of that and things. You know, it's just, there's such a big unknown until you get that first ultrasound. So things can be kind of stressful. Every little symptom you have can seem like something detrimental or something really good. Like if you're having a bunch of morning sickness, then you're like, yes, those hormones are working, I feel pregnant, I'm pregnant, everything's going well. And then there's people like me who have no symptoms at all, and you're really worried because you don't know if your hormones are doing the right thing, or you don't know if your body's doing what it's supposed to do, because you're not feeling like every other pregnant person feels during this time. And that's totally fine. If you go back and watch any of my previous videos, I really didn't feel anything like with Madeline. I didn't really have any symptoms for a while with her, and that's totally normal. So if you are one of those people, please don't stress about that. Put your mind at ease. Not having any symptoms is okay, and that doesn't mean that your pregnancy is going to end or that there's anything wrong with it. It's okay. As far as everything else goes this week, Danny was in an accident right at the start of the week, so that was really super stressful. We had a lot of things happen with my grandma going to the hospital, Madeline being really sick. I mean, she was sick all week. It made the week really long and really hard, because she is not an easy kid when she is sick. She is like, the world might as well be ending. Honestly, it is really bad. So she was really super sick, and then it was just not making it a good week. Danny got in the car accident. My laptop that has all of my information for my master's degree, I lost all of my projects. The hard drive totally just died. Like, was working 1 minute and then the hard drive just gone. Totally gone. We can't recover it. I work in IT. My dad is the IT director of a huge medical group. He runs everything, all their servers, everything. It can't be fixed. It's not one of those things where I can just like send it in somewhere and have it repaired and sent back. It's not like that at all. It is totally gone, totally dead. Need a brand new hard drive, have to start completely over. So that made the week even longer, because I had like 12-page papers that I lost that were due this week, and then I all of a sudden had to do all of my papers in like 3 days, and it just wasn't working very well. So with all of that in this week, and we had to pick up Danny's rental car, we still haven't heard back about if his car is totaled, if it's fixable. We don't know any of that at all. It's just been a really long, miserable week. So I am so grateful that this week I am not feeling a ton of morning sickness, and I guarantee you, since I've mentioned it, tomorrow I am going to wake up puking. I will. You just watch. In my 6-week update, I'm gonna be like, the first day of week 6, I woke up projectile vomiting all over the place. Just watch. I really hope not. I really hope not. So as far as weeks in the future now, we have trick-or-treating during week 6. We've got a couple fun things planned here and there, but we're really not going to be too crazy busy, hopefully, crossing my fingers. But we'll see how that week goes. So anyway, here is to another week of pregnancy. I hope everybody is doing well. If you are pregnant, then I am wishing you a happy, healthy pregnancy, and I hope that my videos have helped you. And if you're here following along, thank you so much for joining in our journey with our third baby. And that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, find my personal channel as well. It's in the description box down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.